I just cut out and he's dead. 44-second clear. We didn't even break the guy and the guy died.
Subscribe!
Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video, and welcome to another episode of $1 versus $2,000 testing featuring our latest booty chicks, Jane Doe. Alright, now further ado, let's get into today's content. First things first, before we kind of go into the testing itself, I just want to say there has been a little bit of I did a little bit of a fumbling around with my chair just now for the past couple of probably 1 hour-ish, just testing around, setting up the perimeters, what should we be testing, what kind of unit we're gonna, and I kind of came into this conclusion, right? So there was basically 2 modes that I was thinking of testing. By the way, feel free to leave it down in the YouTube comment section if you got a better idea. Essentially, there was one which is a shield defense, classic shield level 7. We tested it out on this stage, or we tested it out in the Infernal Reap. So here are the pros and cons, right, for this testing. The pros of this testing in Infernal Reap is that we are able to have a much longer fight, which means that there is a better chance to really hone in and see what are the impacts of Jane Doe with like different W engines or like different mindscapes or like different team comps, right? Because the fight is a lot longer. Cons is, unfortunately, Infernal Reap is a ridiculously RNG dependent fight. Not only does it depend on the fact that you need to kill the tentacles, where does it spawn, also depends on the actual boss movesets, right? Because they have quite a bit of movesets. So sometimes the ball just flies up or just flies around or just doesn't let you hit him. Then you can't really do anything. Also, if you get hit here, then it's like you have to kind of restart everything. So it is kind of challenging to get a consistent test results if we want to test it in Infernal Reap, right? The best of both roles would be a shield defense stage that is hard enough, that doesn't last like only like a minute. Then, like I mentioned just now, the pros of testing shield 7 is that it is very, very consistent. The enemy mobs are exactly spawned in this way, and the enemy boss has this exact position as well, and the movesets are a lot easier to predict. Very, very straightforward, and I would say that leaves much lesser margin for error, right, or discrepancy. The cons is, unfortunately, from what I've been testing, I've literally tested this with Jane Doe solo, and the boss dies in like 1 minute and 10 seconds. Yeah. If we were to test a full team of 3 against this boss, it will be almost impossible to really see what is the actual difference that Jane Doe can provide between the different W engines as well as the different mindscapes. There has been like, different guides, different people saying like, what should we build on Jane Doe, what sort of W engine, should we even pull for Jane Doe's W engine? And at the end of the day, people are saying that her W engine, for example, is not worth, because the difference between this W engine and, like, for example, Gray's W engine is like a 10-second clip, which is absolutely fair in shield defense because it is 10 seconds, right? And would you really want to spend thousands and thousands of polychromes for a 10-second faster clear time? But when it comes to more difficult content that can spend out way longer than just 1 minute, like for example, Infernal Reap, as well as bosses that are like a lot more difficult, for example, Disputed Note, that you definitely gotta beat the shit out of the boss, right? It will be a lot more obvious, and you can see the impacts of the differences in W engines if the boss takes longer to kill, right? So if the boss dies too quickly, you can't really see the difference, right? So for the purpose of today's content, I will just be showing you guys our findings, the differences of Jane Doe with specifically her W engine and Gray's W engine, as well as from Mindscape 0 all the way to Mindscape 6. For teammates, I consider running just Jane Doe solo, and I consider running Jane Doe with a boyfriend, Seth. The way I say we want to run her with Seth is because Seth gives Jane Doe a very big bump in her overall kit, right? 100% anomaly proficiency, as well as the 20% anomaly build up res debuff. It is very, very nice, which means that almost every single time you're going to be using Jane, you're probably going to be running Seth. So it shows a more realistic situation for players, maybe a little more relatable. First things first, this is gonna be our first stage. So the first stage, you can see over here, this is my Jane Doe's build, rocking E0S1. I would say that anomaly proficiency is very, very high, very, very good. Anomaly mastery on the slot 6, physical damage boost on slot 5, as well as anomaly proficiency on slot 4. This one you can kind of change this to pen ratio if you have a better subset. This one, I really would not recommend running attack percentage on this. You will see later on the assault trigger is everything. Jane does basically 0 damage unless you trigger assault, which is basically a Firefly, right? So I really urge players to just stick to this. It's basically winner's proficiency, right? Super good, super important. And then this is gonna be anomaly proficiency, no questions asked. That is gonna be that. And the rest of the stuff is just kind of some random subsets, right? So 4 plus 2, 4 piece physical and 2 piece anomaly. So Jane Doe, generally speaking, for this page specifically, I realized that we can legitimately just ignore having a Dazer because they can die very, very quickly from this hit. So all the assault procs, and we are already in the passion stream. We are already in the passion stream state. And they die very, very quickly. Right? So I realized that even without Dazer, it's not that important. Okay, then we can go over to this. Kind of want to get our first hit to be the Seth's parry so that we can get the assist into our shield. And then we just keep stacking this on. Try to do your dodge attacks as much as possible because it extends your passion stream, right? So that's going to be that. And then we just kind of keep going. And then eventually we are going to be running out of passion stream. It is kind of inevitable, but we're trying to make this last as long as possible by whipping all these dodge attacks. This is for this specific enemy because this specific enemy hits you a lot of times, right? So now eventually we still kind of ran out. So it is what it is. Okay, that was my bad. Then we just kind of boom. I really want to break in here. So, hey, break. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna save my ultimate for until the last part. Then we should be able to wrap it up here. Yep. So just nice, we squeeze in 2 different assaults. I think that was a 1 minute 7 seconds if I didn't stall for the loading screen. 1 minute 8, right? Call it 1 minute 8, 1 minute 7, roughly around there. I'm not able to see this because the time number keeps going down, right? So we'll just call it 1 minute 8 seconds. 1 minute 8 seconds. Did a bit of a misplay there just now. But I'm just not gonna keep repeating all that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for James' performance with Seth. And this was quite similar to my testings earlier on as well, where we're just kind of messing around. It is around this ballpark, essentially, right? So Jane with Grace W engine plus F. Now I'm gonna change into the W engine for Jane. Okay, so one thing I noticed with this Jane W engine is that we can usually one-shot the mobs from proccing a single shot. Yep, there it is. So we instantly get them out without stalling for the second turn, which can be very, very nice. Absolutely. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, we got it. We got it, but it was fucking 1 HP left. Oh my god, okay, we got it, but it was 1 HP left. Oh my fucking, okay. Chat, I think that is the perfect example of what happens if the guy doesn't die and he has like one fucking little HP left and we couldn't kill him. Then we had to wait all the way until the next phase again because she does absolutely 0 damage with or without that. Yeah, but if we had got it just now, it would have probably been our sub 1 minute clear. Literally 1 HP left, and then we had to wait all the way until it's like, what is Firefly gonna do with a guy with 1 HP left and this guy's not witness broken? Nothing, right? So kind of a similar situation here. I think that was a perfect example to kind of see what happened. But yeah, if we had enough damage, that would have definitely been a 1 minute clear, or maybe even something like that. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I'm gonna move on. Right, cool, done. M1. Maximum use Sao Chao jump, you increase my own, which is the little red dot. A normally build-up rate increased by extra 15%, and damage increased by up to maximum 30%, which 100% should be the case. This is basically 300% anomaly proficiency, which you 100% hit it, right? Especially with Seth, you definitely hit this, so you get a free 30% buff. So okay, this routine was atrocious. Okay, nice. Okay. Nice. Kind of ran this. Oh, we're almost at a weakness broken stage. So we can store up to 2 Sao Chao jumps. So there was a reason why we can just roll the out there. Okay, so E1 is 59, but we couldn't really exactly make full use of the second Sao Chao jump. It's more like a way for you to get the stack in your reserve. So you could like store up to 2 Sao Chao jumps. It's not like you get 2 Sao Chao jumps when you enter into passion state. Okay, you still only get 1. But if in the scenario you manage to store 2, then you can use both in rapid succession. I think the more important one is basically the anomaly build-up. I think we can quite easily see we were able to get into the 2 assault within 1 break bar a lot more comfortably compared to the other times. So that is like the impact of the 15% anomaly build-up. Essentially, this is going to be our first sub 1. I'm pretty sure if you play a little bit more optimized, maybe if you group the mobs up a little bit better at the start, you could shave off another 4 or 5 seconds there, right? So, which is why I say like all these kind of testings is not definitive of like your damage output, unlike like Honkai Starbucks, right? Your Honkai Starbucks testings, it is just turn-based games. You press a button and the damage is there. Whereas for like this kind of like action games, it really depends on like the enemy positioning, how good you group them, the dodging, the hits, not even the crits, the stagger and all that kind of stuff, the enemies, movesets, all these kind of small things, it will definitely change it. And it makes Infernal Reap basically like, there's no way you can get a consistent testing. So this is going to be that for our M1 S1. Okay, cool. M2. When Jane's attack hits an enemy in Nord stage, which is basically the passion thingy, right? Or when enemy score triggers the stop, blah, 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 15% ignore defense. Additionally, 50% crit damage buff. So okay, this is a very, very raw damage increase. I would say that between both, the 50% crit damage now is probably more impactful because we have no sources of defense rate, right? And defense rate in Zenless is just like defense rate in Honkai Starbucks. The more you stack on, the more it works. But this is just a very, very raw damage increase. Not too much to talk about here. Okay, let's just see the timings. So it goes through there. Okay. Oh, my first hit. Oh, we got the break. Oh, this attack animation is super fucking low. Oh, it's really dead. Okay, there was a lot of damage that could have gone off, but it couldn't even go off because the enemy just died way too quickly. So we already shaved off, like from the raw damage of the assault alone, it's already shaved off like 8 seconds, 7 seconds. We couldn't even use our ultimate, and we couldn't even use our skill, and the enemy just died. Eidolon's 2's damage increase is definitely a lot more than just what you guys see on the screen right here. We just need an enemy that's stronger than this. Because right now, it's like the timing for the previous ones, it was with ultimate, with the full chain, with the full race, everything, that was 59 seconds. This was literally before we could even cast our ultimate and trigger our assault, the guy already died, right? So, very, very good damage increase for an Eidolon. Sorry, fuck! Mindscape 2, right? Oh my god, I need to stop playing so many horror games. Mindscape 2, right? Very, very good damage increase, if I can say so myself. Okay, I'm just gonna embrace the brain rot at this point. I will embrace the brain rot. E3, not much to talk about. I'm just gonna skip through. Boom. E4, bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. When any squad member triggers assault, all anomaly damage increase to 18%, lasting 15%. So this is kind of like a additional damage buff. And yes, this does apply to your disorder team conflict. So for example, if we are able to trigger Seth's shock, the shock disorder damage will also increase because of this anomaly debuff. Unfortunately, just as always, the guy dying way too quickly, I'm not even triggering Seth's shock to proc disorder. That was pure Jane's physical assault. So this is definitely going to be quite useful if we are going to be using disorder team, or we're going to be running with 2 nihility. Oh my god! 2 anomaly units. This is definitely going to be quite impactful. But for now, you're probably not going to be able to see this very, very well. So I'm just going to skip through this as well. And finally, we are going to jump into our M6. Okay, I really want to look at the art. Well, in Passion State, crit rate increased by 20%, crit damage increased by 40%, and any member inflicts assault additional blah 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 gains passion stream equal to 1,600% of anomaly proficiency. So let's see what this is up. Holy shit. Oh my god, her tits are spilling out. That is a crazy, crazy mindscape. Okay, oh my... Yeah, Okay, this ties up quite well with our S1 because now we have like 2 sound almost instantly. Get the shield. Okay, I think like this M6 is really just for us to make use of our M1. Because now every time we get a assault, we get one of the stacks, right? We don't even need a dodge anymore because the guy just dies. I just cut out and he's dead. So yeah, 44-second clear. A whopping almost 15 sec. Oh, that was almost 15 seconds, right? What was it previously? Oh, it was 52. It was 52 from M2. 52 from M2, and this is gonna be 44. So 8 seconds improvement from M2. And we didn't even break the guy. We didn't even break the guy, and the guy died. Blood died, right? So definitely a lot more perspective. If this guy, okay, let's just say if this guy had double the HP, we can probably still take him out in like 40-ish seconds. Wait, before we do this, I kind of want to just do this one for fun. We're just testing this bitch out in this guy right here. Oh my god, is this okay, you know what? Off element, fuck it. And let's just see what's up. Oh shit, they didn't see it. Oh shit. I'm getting dangerously low value. What the fuck? Okay, I swear to god I dodged it. Thank god. Go! Ooh. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Definitely could have played it a lot better. That was like my first time trying that in like a long ass time. So yeah, definitely could have played it a lot better. One thing I noticed is, yeah, if you unlock this M6, you are pretty much permanently in her passion state. You don't need days, you don't need nothing. As long as you just keep dodging with her, she's gonna be in the passion state. So that was quite nice. The fact that we can maintain all the time with just Jane Doe alone, that was pretty good. In conclusion, first of all, definitely take this with a grain of salt, because like I mentioned, testing stage, enemies are a little bit too weak, and Inferno stage is just way too many RNGs. So take it with a pinch of salt. I think Jane is basically more or less there. Even at M0, I still firmly feel that her W engine is more impactful than her M1. It's just that we probably can't see the real influence of this W engine enough yet. So that's gonna be that. And I think the biggest damage jump for me was that M2. M2's damage jump was the most considerable. That was the first time we actually got to the 52-second mark without even casting our Ultimate 1 Cast. So that was a pretty big jump. And M6, honestly, Yeah, you could quite literally just do this, and I'm pretty sure you can just spam dodge and you will still manage to do something, right? So should players focus on M2 or W engine? Okay, think about it this way. M2 is potentially losing two 50-50s. W engine is potentially losing one 25 to 75, right? So take it as you will. I will still believe that W engine is more important. Yeah, with that, we have come to the end of today's $1 versus $2,000 Jane. Word of the day is gonna be Cheeks. CHEEKS. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord. All the best for Jane Doe Poos. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.